All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 988 on this beautiful Monday evening. It is Monday. I get confused because the week is flying by. It is flying by. It was a crazy weekend. We had a lot of things going on. We had a lot of sports today, this week. But guys, it is going to be jam-packed all the way through the end of this year. No doubt about it for all of us, right? There's all kinds of craziness. And we're glad that you decided to be here because you could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here tonight with us on this free studying session that we'd like to call the Studying Brew. It is 30 minutes. We're going to go over some stuff tonight. We're going to call it keywords. We're going to call it Kona Catchphrase Keywords Game. It's a game that's sweeping the nation. But who am I? I am the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz, but you're not here for me and my back officeness. You're here for Brandi. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you can get these pass notices, whether it is in our course, video course recorded sessions that we do that's available for all our members, that you can go through all of our stuff in 21 days, or it's the audios, or she does it through the live lectures that we do throughout the week for the all exams, or the fact that we're teaching you, she teaches you all how to pass those exams with those techniques and all the stuff that we offer that nobody else does. Kona community I found on the Discord, all the PMA guys. We got a whole complete program, community, and everybody ready to help you out and get this thing done. And we can't wait to help you do that. Like I said, we had a lot of stuff going on, and there's some things that that happen in sports that are related to studying, like our kids. Like tonight, my daughter did great. She got some pressures. She did some pressures. She got some tackles, and they call it tackles even though it's flag football.
Yeah.
But anyways, she got some of those, but she missed plays, and then it gets in your head, and then you start messing up.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, what does that sound like to you? No matter how many times a student will tell me, they go like this is my favorite. This is one of my favorites. Hey, and and they go like this. Yeah, so Saturday, I got like 80%. Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah. Then I got like a 92% on Sunday. Oh, that's great. But today I took a test and I got a 62. I don't know if I'm ready. Well, didn't you just say you got an 80 and a 90? And then but then I got a 62. That equals, and I'm not ready. What?
Crazy.
Does that make sense to you, Brandi?
Not at all. Not at all.
What would you say?
We all have bad days. We all have bad quizzes, but that doesn't reflect what your overall knowledge and skill level is.
And I'm going to say something crazy and wild because that's what I do. I don't give a flying fart what any of your scores are, because on exam day, it could go any way.
True.
And that's
called any given Sunday.
Any given exam day. Any given exam day, it could go any which way. It really could. Who knows if you got indigestion that day? Who knows that you were up all night with bad gas? Who knows what happens to you from here to there? It could be a lot of things that could go wrong onto the exam day.
It could be a sick kid.
It could be a sick kid. It could be your dog puked all night. Who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of things that could go wrong. And I don't like to talk about it, but I think it should talk about it, because the only reason I don't bring it up is because it puts, it's a sad moment for our family. But when Brandi was going for her Series 7, she literally lost her dad, and she lost both his dogs. They both passed away, like literally within months of her taking the exam. The night before she took the exam, she lost her dad's dog that was last one of the dogs that he had. Guys, your mental frame of mind is everything in these exams. There are so many times that you guys get great scores. You do great. You practice. You do all the exams. You listened. You did the program. You plugged in. You got all your scores in order. And then guess what you start doing the week of? Everything falls apart for you. You start worrying about all these extra things. You start worrying about your exam scores. You start worrying about things that you normally don't worry about. And it all adds up to one big fail before you got there. And it's not even in the exam room that you didn't fail. You done called me before you even got there and told me that you don't feel like you're ready. You haven't even sat down in front of the computer or in front of that Windows 95, blow the dust off of it, 2000 gateway computer that they still have in these test rooms. I did say gateway on purpose.
Like an 11-inch screen.
Yeah, 11-inch screen, barely coming out of the green and black DOS, video screen for all those people who've used those computers back in the day. And you're all just like, oh, I'm not going to pass. So the whole time you're sitting in that exam room with your corded mouse, you're just freaking out. You're like, oh, this is not going to work out. Oh, I don't know this. Oh, man. And then the negativity just multiplies. You literally asked everyone and everything in the universe to fail you.
Yep.
Because you feel like you deserve nothing else.
Yep.
If you feel like you deserve nothing more than a loss, you're going to get a loss. If you feel like you're going to do nothing but fail, you're going to fail. If you call yourself a failure, you will convince your mind and your body that you are a failure. If you convince your mind and your body that you are old, you will be old. If you convince your mind and your body that you can't learn, you will not learn. If you convince your mind and body that you are young, you will be young. If you convince your mind and body that you can pass, you will pass. If you convince your mind and body that you can learn, you will learn. See what I did there? We decide what we want. If you don't make that choice, guess what happens? You leave it up to chance. You leave it up to whatever happens. And then the next thing, you're freaking out on a 62% quiz for no dang reason, even though you got 80s and 90s, even though you've done everything and all the stuff is making sense and you could know you can do it. You got to keep that positive mental attitude. For every negative reaction, there's a positive. For everything negative in your life, you can make it into a positive just the way you look at it. It's all about your mental prowess. It's about your mental toughness. Some people think they're mentally tough, but usually most of the people who think they're mentally tough are the weakest I've seen. Because a lot of people have a front. And they're very afraid to say and ask questions when they need it, when they should do it, when they should have a program, when they should get involved in stuff. They go, oh, nah, I got it. Too proud. Too proud for what? Too proud to fail? Do you think you get extra brownie buttons because you didn't get help? Do you think they put an extra achievement award on your pass notice because you got zero help and you did it all on your own? No one gives a rip.
I don't have that.
No one gives a rip. No one cares. No one cares. No one cares.
No one has ever even asked me my score.
No one cares. But you guys act like they care. No one cares. No one cares. Neither, guess who should not care either? That's right, you. You shouldn't care either. I was waiting for them to answer.
I know. They're quiet.
You shouldn't care. Just like you didn't care when you fell down a million times when you were learning to walk. Did you care? Do you remember every time you fell when you were learning to walk? Do you remember each account? Thank goodness you didn't. Thank goodness you didn't. Because I'm telling you right now, if little kids, toddlers acted the way most adults do, they would never learn how to walk. They just wait for that flying barge they saw in Wall-E. They barging around with their big gulp and just cruising around. Because they just done give up on walking. Shoot, I couldn't get it on the first time. I'm a loser. Man, I fell down 3 times and I'm done. I'm just not going to be athletic. That's crazy. But isn't it true?
Yeah.
Like some people are like, hey, I didn't get a passing score, so I'm just not going to be a genius anymore. What?
Or
I'm done learning, I guess.
Some people even take it to the extreme, and their first quiz is if it's not a winning score.
Oh yeah. Oh,
quiz.
Hey. I sat down and I went through your course. I listened to a whole hour, maybe 2 hours worth of content, And I went and took the quiz, and I got a 30 to 40%. I guess I don't know how to do this. I don't learn it. I'm just I'm forget it. I don't got time for that. I got rather go like clean the dog's butt. Seriously, that's kind of stuff I hear when people say that. It's unreasonable. It's an unreasonable, unrational way of thinking. That's bizarre. Because you heard it once, you've seen it in a couple of hours, and now all of a sudden you're going to be an expert on securities. So much so you can just go and get an 80, 90% all in the first go. There are some people that can. There's also some people who can sit in front of a piano and play Mozart by just hearing it one time. There's some people that are just gifted like that. But do you know what I know? There's more people that take piano lessons and they do it for years so they can play that Mozart. Way more of those people around than there is the person that can jump in front of a computer. I mean, jump in front of a piano and just start playing Mozart. There's a reason why they're called prodigies. There's a reason why they have the word savant. Not all of us are going to be that. I know your mama told you you're going to be special, and this is the first time you heard that you might not have all the specialties of everyone else. But that's okay. Do you know what you should focus on? Your tenacity, your heart, your dedication, your commitment, your persistency. I might not be the person who sits in front of the piano and plays it the first time, but you know what? Like, I'm a pit bull on a piece of meat. I will not give up until I get it. I will not stop until I get it. That's the winning attitude. That's the passer attitude. So if you're feeling in that grumpiness, if you're feeling in that lull, if you're feeling like you got droopy face because you didn't get the score you wanted, if you didn't get the pass notice you wanted, I'm just going to tell you this right now, Buckaroo. You got to get back at it. Oh, well, you're par for the course for every great person in the whole entire world that had to do it again and again until they won. Part of success is failure. You can't have it without it. Just like you can't have light without dark. Right? When it comes to turkey time, you know, as much as people just order the breast meat, guess what? There's still a whole bunch of brown meat laying somewhere. You can't have that. You got to have both. It's all going to happen. So don't take it as a bad thing. Take it as a good thing. Take it as you are learning, you are stepping up to the plate, and you're going to do this. And keep that positive mental attitude. And if you have a hard time keeping that positive mental attitude, get plugged into a program that gives you that positive mental attitude. There's far too many times I've gotten people to come to us and they're like, you know what? My last person that helped me study, guess what they told me? They told me I can't do this. I can't go take the test because of this. Guys, I wish I could tell you how many times we've gotten pass notices with people who got like on the FINRA practice exam who never passed it. I would say 90% of people that pass the real exam don't even pass the FINRA practice exam. They don't even come close. They don't even come close. Brandi, how many passing scores did you get before you took the Series 7 and passed it on the quizzes?
None.
How many?
None.
How many?
I never passed a full quiz. I actually want to say this, but I actually never took a full 250 question quiz.
What did you pass the Series 7 using?
Test taking techniques and a positive mental attitude.
And keywords.
Oh, and keyword. Oh yeah, keywords. And on my 65 guys, I passed one full quiz out of about 20 of them.
You guys gonna let that marinate in your head for a minute? Think about that. How many passing scores did you get for the Series 65 before you went and took it and passed it?
Just one.
One passing score.
I think maybe my 26 I did a couple, but not that many. My Series 6 I only did one passing score.
I will say this: when she took her Series 26, the time that she passed it, she gave two. Didn't even give two. I was going to say the bad word. She didn't give 2 cents worth of like care when it came to taking that 26, and that's when she passed it.
Yeah, I just did.
She's like, I'm just going to go in there with my techniques and my keywords, and I'm just going to go pass it.
I just did 14 days of a full quiz. to practice those techniques and walked in with the techniques and boom, pass.
Didn't care. Y'all, pressure and mentalness and the mental toughness and just being within the quiz and just paying attention to what you need to pay attention to is so important. It's way more important than content.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, Brandi did not read the LEMs for the 65 or the 7. Are you kidding me? She has ADHD. She was never going to get through that. When you see the size of those 2 exams and the books that they had available for that, it's the size of, well, I don't know how to break it down for the young folks, but it was the size of a phone book.
They had to bind it into separate spirals.
2 separate spirals. Nope, didn't do it. Mm-hmm. If y'all are just like really facing it and you're like, I can't even do all this content, I can't get this and that, you guys are doing Kona wrong.
Yeah, you are.
You're doing Kona wrong.
Our session today would tell you that.
You got to be in those live sessions, those exam masteries like we had today, catch the replay members. And I'm telling you guys, there's way too much hype, way too much heavy-handedness on content when it doesn't need to be that heavy. Most of the time, most of these exams trick you with keywords. Mm-hmm. They misdirect you. They make you look left when you should have looked right. Every time. They make you look at answer A like it's right, but it really was answer D that you thought it was. If you have a hard time with those keywords, if you have a hard time understanding stuff, if you haven't plugged in the way you should with Kona, get involved, scan the QR code, hit the links, get on there. We got course videos, we got live lectures, we got audios, we got videos, audios on Spotify, by the way, ebooks, SIE 663 available. And if you don't want to pay for those books and you want the course, guess what? We have a whole program dedicated to that. You get books, you get the tutoring, you get the videos, you get the audios, all included for $100. Oh my gosh, that's less than what you could pay for a date out. You date on the town, right? With 2 people going out for dinner. Shoot, I don't even think that. I think that's less than that.
Yeah, I think so.
If you drink alcohol, that's way under. This actually helps you get a pay raise. This actually helps you level up. This actually becomes an asset. This is a tax write-off. Get involved, get joined up. Discord, Kona community, all there. 951-290-3077. Give me a call, give me a text, join in on it. We got a link tree available. Scan the QR code, hit the links. Tomorrow, Brandi, what are we going over tomorrow in the SIE live, in your live lectures?
Oh, we're going to do accounts. And we actually don't have a small group. And we are going to do questions.
Brandi, but I haven't even studied yet. Do you think I could get into the accounts one?
Oh, yeah. Be there.
When are you starting over? I want to start from the beginning. Your beginning is now accounts.
That's right. If Kaplan has, well, actually any study prep has taught us anything, you could do this out of order because every test study prep provider out there organizes it differently.
I'm just telling you, if you would have been in Kaplan 2 years ago, you guys wouldn't start where you're starting now.
Nope.
You're starting at their old finish. Yeah. It doesn't matter which way you plug it in. It doesn't matter where you learn from. It's all the same. Does it, if you don't understand Spanish, does it matter if you're watching a novela from the beginning, the end, or the middle?
True.
It doesn't matter. As long as you're sitting in front of the TV and you're learning what they're saying, right? You'll start picking up stuff.
Exactly.
And the next time it goes on, you guess what? You'll learn a little bit more. You'll learn a little bit more. It's being immersed in something and you'll start picking it up. It doesn't matter where you start. Just go. All right. So we got accounts tomorrow. We got series 6. We're doing questions. No small group tutoring. Let's get on with the night, Brandi.
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right. Kona Catchphrase keyword Monday. It is gonna be a good one. I'm going to read answers. Then we're going to read questions. I want you to put in the chat, or if you're home watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. Let a friend know. Let everybody know that what we're doing here. I want you guys to tell everybody about the free study brew. It's going to be free to be on, and then eventually, guys, it's going to be not free to watch the replays. I'm going to a very small charge to get replays of the Studying Brew. So it is going to change at one point, but right now it's all free. So you better let them know. You better let them know. But we're going to put those up there. You're going to follow along. Look for the keywords. Look for similars. Look for opposites. Look for things that are a pattern. Look for little, make observations, period. Maybe sometimes the answer has a great vibe. Sometimes the answer has a bad vibe. Put that in the chat. Say that. D has a bad vibe. Answer C gives me gas. You can say that. I don't care. Do that. Sometimes they do. Some of these answers do give you indigestion, don't they?
Can't go to Taco Bell.
I'm not. I don't have.
No, you don't have it, but say it loud.
No, I'm just saying. Because I can't say a lot of things on here
No, I
because
know,
I
I
can't
know.
cuss. So I just have to say things like that. All right, everybody, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. D, security risks. C, some systematic risks. B, stock market risk. A, non-systematic risks. If you're not on your scorecard and I don't see in the chat and within like 2 seconds a really easy observation, I don't know what else to do. And it's not risk, Sally or Eric. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Diana. Exactly. A and C are opposite. That's an easy one. That's an easy. One's a system, one's not a system. And I don't know what it if it pertains to this question because I have no prior knowledge to any of this stuff. But I will say this 90% of the time when you have opposites that are that direct, it usually is between the two.
Yeah, that is true. Because, even though somebody in the chat put that B has it's like singular, it's risk, and everything else is risks.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that opposites usually dominate.
Yeah, I would say that you lean more towards the A and the C.
Right.
So I would say let's just go to the question and let's see if it lines up with a system or a non-system or whatever. Risks that are unique to a specific industry, business type, or investment type are known as. So the keywords, not the answer to the question, but what are the keywords? Specific. Yes. If it's not if it's specific, it can't be part of what? A system. So that means it's non-system. It's not a system because it's specific to something.
Correct.
There you go. See the keywords there, everybody? That is not knowing any content at all.
Yeah, that wasn't based on content. I don't know.
Keywords. Technique and keywords. Semi-annually and is taxed at a maturity. So we got an and, right? C, semi-annually and is taxed annually. Oh, sorry. Semi-annually and is taxed at maturity. C, semi-annually and is taxed annually. B, at maturity and is taxed annually. A, annually and is taxed at maturity.
Don't even know where to start.
Don't even know where to start. Well, I would take Brandi always boxes them out. We can say A and B are kind of similar and C and D are kind of similar. Right? That's where I would start. And then break it down from there.
Sometimes this is all you can see until you see the question.
And I'll say this, A is annually, C and D are semi-annually, and B has annually at the end.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's all we can see before we go, or are we missing something?
Oh.
A zero coupon bond pays interest. A zero coupon bond pays interest. Now, I know people are going to really lean into their content on this one.
Yeah. There you go.
Zero.
It's zero. Look it. Watch. So if it's zero,
right?
We're talking about paying.
Yes.
Can you pay annually? If it's zero and it's talking about paying, can you pay annually?
No.
Can you pay semi-annually?
No.
So I'm just gonna give it to you at maturity.
When the wine is ripe.
Right.
When it's matured, it's sat in there. Then I'll pay for it.
Now somebody asked me, so how could it be taxed annually? It's called ghost tax. Ghost or phantom tax. But that was content, and we did not eat that.
Don't get caught up in the content.
It is a Nightmare Before Christmas reference that I have that memorized, but we don't need it for this particular question. And I knew you guys were going to do that. So I was going to say, like, we don't really even need to look at this. Really. Zero at maturity. Zero at maturity. Because I cannot pay annually, semi annually, because it's zero interest.
And Joanna makes a great point. Anywhere in the question, did it ask about tax?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
So guess what you shouldn't focus on?
Get out of here.
There you go.
Get out of here.
Keywords, everybody. Keywords. Don't lean so hard on the content. The Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC. OFAC, you're on the list. C, Securities Information Center, SIC. B, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC. A, Securities Investor Protection Corporation, SIPC. So if I've seen it on an ATM, FDIC, I know that's more related to a banco, as they say in Mexico. Mm-hmm. For you Americans, that means bank. In case you couldn't figure it out. Bank. Banco, bank. I'm just trying to teach everybody.
No, you're right.
Sally, that's great. OFAC does sound like that. Yes, it does.
OFAC.
That can't be good.
Maybe. An exception.
Maybe an exception question.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah. Okay. Which of the following companies was created by an act of Congress and provides security investors limited financial coverage in the event the investor's servicing broker dealer fails financially? Yes, limited fin coverage, financial coverage. Yes, that's keywords there, right? Protect.
Where's the word protect? Am I missing it? I'm not seeing it.
There's no protect in there.
No, I want to see. There's
keywords. Don't make up keywords. Don't do phantom keywords.
I mean, you guys are
so close to getting the keywords in the question.
I was gonna say this: securities investor with securities investor, because it's not securities information.
No.
You guys were so close. Yes. Coverage. Yes.
Did it talk about a bank? No.
No. But like you guys were so like you missed the two words that really all you needed.
All you needed was security investor. Do you see what we're saying by you guys overcomplicating it?
Because guess what? Limited financial coverage does. That's the FDIC as well.
Secure and protect. Thinking too much.
That's the FDIC. But if you got maybe the broker dealer would have linked you to securities, but securities investors, securities investor protection. Boom. Oh, maybe that was the protection that he saw.
Maybe that was it. I don't know. That's a phantom keyword.
I didn't even notice it was in
the. No access to a company's books and records. Limited access to a company's books and records. Access a company's books and records with Securities and Exchange Commission SEC permission. A, full access to a company's books and records. Why would a SEC give you permission to look at a company's books and records? Specific.
This longest. A and D. No. A and C are opposite.
A and C are opposite. Limited and full.
Limited and full. No doesn't have a place here.
No.
I mean, I guess you could have. I mean, no access. But would you say B has an and? True. They all have ands.
Mm-hmm.
They all have ands. Let's look at the question. Wait. Yeah, let's look at the question.
Common shareholders have the right to. Do they have the right to full access to a company's books and records? Do they have limited access? I would say the key words. We're looking for keywords. What are the key words and what would they have the right? Right? And then common, right? That would be.
I would say, yeah, shareholders, common shareholders. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. You're a shareholder. You
Yeah.
got one stock.
Yes.
Or maybe you have 10,000 shares of stock. I don't know. Are you an accountant?
Listen here, Cook. You run a fine company named Apple. I have 1 share of your stock. Can you hand over all your books and records, please?
Can I call you Timmy?
Can I call you Timmy? Hey, Timmy.
Timmy.
Let's go over all your decisions. I want to see all the books, all the records. I got
like
1 share, by the way.
Yeah. Or even I have 10,000 shares. It doesn't matter. Can I still see all your books? Again. Why?
What do you know?
No offense.
No offense.
It's not your job.
Yeah. So full access is not going to be it. Right?
I thought that would have been a little bit.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And remember what we said about a strong opposite.
Right.
Even though D could be considered, some of you might still be like stuck on it. You're like, well, I would think D.
No. Because every year, every quarter, you see the earnings reports.
You have limited access to see if you want to invest, right? Or
10Q.
Right? They have the earning report.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have limited, but you can see everything.
And then every year you get an audited financial report, but you don't get to see everything. Why do you need to go through HR records? Why do you need to go through? But why?
It's not important.
You don't need it.
D, a dealer. C, an issuer. B, an owner. A, an investment banker. E, a cop. C, an Indian.
I love the fact that somebody just put D.
F, a Navy.
I like that.
What do we have?
I like
YMCA. We have the Village People. I'm just saying this sounds like the Village People here. You have an owner, an issuer, a dealer, an investment banker. You have all different types of people here, right?
Can I be truthful?
No.
Oh, look at that.
Someone already caught it. See?
That's not what I'm going to say, though.
Oh.
I don't even know what this question is.
All right.
If you don't look at the question, what answer are you picking?
If I don't look at it,
yeah.
I would say investment banker.
Why?
Because it's the one that doesn't fit.
Guys.
To me, I don't know. Some people I'm just saying, a lot of people overthink it, but I'm just looking at a square peg trying to go in a round hole.
I legit picked this answer because it had 3 words.
It just doesn't look like the others. That's all to me. The founder of a large publicly traded company is looking to sell a very large number of shares of their personal holdings of the company stock. They enlisted the help of Great Plains Investments LLC, a FINRA member broker-dealer based in Omaha, to run the sale. Great Plains is acting as
the help. I like that. Where's it at? There it is. And whose stock are you selling? Are you selling an investor stock or an issuer stock?
the founder of a large publicly, so that would be the issuer. But they're not selling it. They got help.
They need help to sell it. That means not an investor, the issuer.
Dum, dum, dum. Guys, don't make it hard. Don't make it difficult. Don't challenge. Don't challenge yourself where there is no challenge. D, institutional communications. C, sales literature. B, correspondence. A, retail communication. More than 25 institutions. So that's getting into a little bit of content.
Yeah, but institutional does sound big because it's an institution.
That's huge. Retail communications.
Can I ask a question? A leading question? Only because somebody put C is different, selling something. Would sales literature be a specific about a specific top, like it's specifically talking about selling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas retail communication sounds pretty generic. Correspondence sounds pretty generic. And institutional communication sounds pretty generic, right?
You're saying sales literature is more specific?
Yes.
All of the following are classifications of communications with the public, except the only one it doesn't really communicate, but except communications. Which one?
Mm, mm. No. Sorry.
If you put D or A, you missed the except part,
Or
or you're new. But I want to point it out, only not to call you out in a bad way, but don't let those excepts trip you up.
yes.
So they want you everything. They want something that's not communicating.
There you go. Hold on.
Do you? And that's the big key word for me right there was if I'm looking for something that's not communicating, I'm going to look for something that doesn't communicate. Correspondence is a way of communicating. Retail communications is a way of communicating. Industrial communications is communicating. Sales literature is not communicating. Have you ever picked up a pamphlet? Does it communicate with you? When they hand you a pamphlet as you walk down the road for that new hot tub, does it communicate with you really?
I won't put the next word then. Oh.
That's how I looked at it in a layman's terms.
Well, yeah. It says
it's
by me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, they tell you it's the best hot tub ever.
Right.
Just like, on the coffee, when you walk past one of those diners in New York and it says world's best coffee, does it really the world's best coffee?
I think that was the last question.
Yeah, and look, I know that if you put that in there, I'm not calling you out specific. This happens to everybody. It's the accept. And then if you did get it wrong because you missed that accept, this is what we call why wrong.
That is
why what we teach in all of our sessions, in our lectures. We'll be in it tomorrow. Guys, that's what Brandi does, right? When you put up, especially when we're going to have the Series 6, if you're studying the SIE, be in the Series 6. You have access.
Yep.
Guess why? Because she's going to answer questions. And most of the questions are people's quiz questions they post on the Discord, and people miss something just like that. And usually it is like, hey, oh, dang. And it happens all the time. And we call them the oh dang it's. We had it, we danged it. You know what I mean? Keep score of your dang it's and realize I would have had a passing score if I would have just got that dang it. And literally, guys, that's it.
That's true.
That's all there is to it. Being conscious, being aware when you're in these questions, and not overcomplicating it. Don't overcomplicate it. There is a lot of questions on here, easily answered, only because they didn't complicate it.
Didn't really look at content either.
Exactly. So, guys, when you go take your quizzes tonight, be conscious, be in the question, be present in the question. Ask yourself, am I overthinking it? And if you find a really complicated question and answer set, break it down. Break it down to the simplest. Break it down to the words you know. Don't focus on the words you don't know, and look at it in the most basic way that you possibly can. And might surprise yourself. You might surprise yourself when you stop thinking too hard. It's crazy. All right, we got live sessions happening tomorrow. We'll be back for the Studying Brew, same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, everybody stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep a positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super, super appreciate you. Practice the Kona catchphrases in your quizzes. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.